Flamio Hotman, it's been an interesting week in the world of Netflix Avatar The Last Airbender. We've had lots of character reveals that I want to cover today, and we'll talk about how the live action Avatar is supposedly changing the story arc of a few key characters. Before we talk about that though, I can confirm one thing you were all concerned about. You know how in my last video I said some people were debating if Azula would have her signature blue flames because of this image, and I said personally I think she will have blue flames. Well, the good news is now Zuko actor Dallas Liu let slip during the EW interview that Azula will in fact have blue flames.
Fire just looks the coolest, like let's be honest.
And
then Azula has blue flames?
I did laugh a bit when he said it though, because I swear the other cast members looked at him like he wasn't supposed to reveal that. Either way, at least now we know the truth and we can be happy. Can I also take a moment to kindly ask you if you would consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons? We're so close to 1k subs and I'd really appreciate it if you help me get there. So, sticking with Azula and the theme of Netflix changing characters' story arcs, based on what Elizabeth Yu said in her recent interview about her character, plus what the showrunners and producers have also said about the Fire Nation getting more story in Season 1, means Azula's story arc will change in Season 1. She'll go from barely featuring in the first season to actually having a bit more of an origin story, as Elizabeth herself describes, which to me sounds really exciting because we're going to get to see Azula feature a little bit more and also learn a little bit more about her background rather than her just kind of being thrown in Season 2. That might also be why we see her fire a bow and arrow in the trailer, plus also this image of Ozai seemingly handing Azula a note. I'm guessing this is either informing them that the Avatar has returned, or potentially it's Ozai sending Azula on a mission. In terms of Ozai, we do know Ozai will feature a little bit more in the live action as well, compared to Season 1 of the animation. Although don't expect loads of scenes, Daniel Day Kim himself did say Ozai doesn't have much screen time, so I'm expecting it will just be a few impactful moments. The good thing is, the producers did say we will see Ozai firebending in Season 1, which I think will be really cool. If you think back to the animation, we saw Ozai's character built up really well through words and story, but they never really showed how powerful he was until much later in the series. Now going back to Dallas Liu, he also let slip a few other things. He said he will fight Team Avatar on Kyoshi Island. Now we know from the trailer that Zhao will also be on Kyoshi Island, and that led to lots of people speculating that would it be Zhao the one to attack Kyoshi Island and maybe Zuko wouldn't turn up there. But thanks to Dallas Liu, we now know they're both going to be there. And I think that's going to be a really interesting dynamic, because again, referring back to the animation, it was only Zuko that attacked Kyoshi Island, but now it sounds like there's going to be a lot more power and action on Kyoshi Island, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. There was one other thing that Dallas Liu let slip, which I don't think many people have picked up on, and this is where he confirmed that Katara will have her signature water whip.
Katara's water whip!
I find it funny because I swear he's the only one that was revealing these little details, but thanks to him we now know a few more details that we can expect in the live action Avatar. Going back to talking about changes, one of the other big changes for a character is in Sokka, and you may have seen this one being talked about. It looks like they're going to change his arc a little bit in Season 1 of the live action series, and based on what Katara actress Kyo Teo said, it looks like that's going to be around how Sokka views women and the supposedly sexist view that he had early on in the animation. To be fair, if you think about it, in Season 1 of the animation, I think his story arc was more about him trying to adapt to being a leader and a warrior, and there were elements of that where he didn't really accept females as his equals, at least not early on. But from a personal point of view, I feel like the female acceptance part was kind of fixed when Sokka meets Suki. I feel like she kind of changes his perspective on really powerful women, and he almost has a bit more respect for women from that point onwards. Anyway, I don't want to get into that whole debate from Kyo Teo's comment. There was a crazy outpour online of people just debating what that meant, whether it was too woke, or maybe it wasn't woke enough for some people. Either way, I respect all your comments, and please always feel free to voice your own opinions. That's the glory of freedom of speech. But for me, I'm all about the story aspect, and that's what we're all about on this channel. So if we think specifically about what that means for the story, and this is based a little bit on what the producers and the showrunners have said, it seems like Sokka's main story arc through Season 1 is going to be more focused on him and his place as a non-bender in a world with such powerful benders fighting each other, people like Aang and Katara and Zuko and Ozai and Iroh and many more powerful benders, and it seems like the story arc is going to focus a little bit more more on how he deals with that and how he overcomes that to be the warrior and the leader that he is. And I think Suki ties in here with her helping Sokka specifically about how he deals with being a non-bender in this world. What's more, there is also a great scene between him and the Mechanist, so it seems like the Mechanist might play a role in helping Sokka find his true purpose and role in Team Avatar. Unfortunately though, it seems like there's no Space Sword just yet. I do expect that will come in Season 3 because it's such a signature part of Sokka, and given they've given him his signature boomerang, I feel like the Space Sword in Season 3 is a given. Just touching on the Mechanist as I mention him, his son Teo will also feature, but they both look like they'll feature in a slightly different capacity. Instead of being in the Northern Air Temple, it looks like they're going to be in a Marshu, meaning Bumi's impact on Team Avatar might well be combined with the Mechanist and Teo's impact on Team Avatar. Now before we finish, I want to pick out one last thing from the EW interview, because I feel like we got a glimpse of what Aang might look like in Season 3. You know, when he has hair, because if you check this out, Gordon Cormier obviously has grown his hair back, but I swear all that are missing from this image are the airbending tattoos, and you've got an uncanny resemblance to Season 3 Aang. Overall though, I think there's lots of positives here. It's easy to get sidetracked by the other debates going on, but as true Avatar The Last Airbender fans, we can feel positive about these character developments and these story arcs, particularly around the Firebender stories. I'm really excited that we get to see more from the Firebenders across Season 1, so let's keep the hype going. For now though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.